Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Unity. Today I have a very simple card for you. We're going to be doing a shaker using the gorgeous buffalo plaid background stamp. And as you can see, it's brand new. Then we are using the 2019 December Smack Kit of the month. Beautiful little puppies stamped and colored. For the sentiment, we're using the With You I Am Home. And we are going to be using Sandcastle, which is a very light buff brown, a circle die, and 2 pieces of cardstock for our shaker. We are going to begin by inking up that buffalo plaid background stamp with that Sandcastle, and I have already done a little bit of pre-inking up because I know you know how to stamp and ink up that stamp set. So I'm not going to be using any acrylic blocks. I'm going to bring paper to stamp pad as opposed to the other way around, and I'm just getting everything nice and even. And if you have some blotchy spots, this is the one you're going to use for your background because nobody's ever going to really see it. We're going to ink it up again, and we're going to repeat the process of stamping another piece of white cardstock 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to, again, bring that white cardstock. We're going to try to line it up to the best of our abilities, but I thought that maybe I wasn't putting enough pressure. So I did grab the Sandcastle or my ink pad and use the ink pad itself to really rub on and get a solid image. You can use your Misty to stamp it, but honestly, when it comes to background stamps like this, it is super easy to just go in and hand stamp this. So we're going to do a little bit of further rubbing, holding it down so we don't shift that piece of cardstock, and moving on to creating our shaker. And there it is. It's beautiful. And again, this is going to be the main or top image. We're going to bring in our circle die, and this is going to serve as the window of our shaker. We ran it through our die cutting machine, and we're going to remove that die, and then you can set that gorgeous little circle that has that buffalo plaid for a different card. Now we're going to come in with our acetate, and so acetate is just a very clear film. You can buy sheets of it, or you can actually cut it out of packaging, especially with the holidays and any, you'll have that extra. So you can recycle acetate, that clear film. You can even use clear grocery bags if you wanted to. So we're going to trim that up. We're going to add some clear adhesive to the back of that circle. And this is going to serve as the main point to hold on to that window. So depending on how much room you have, you can follow along. I'm just going to do little strips, lifting that roller of adhesive and then making sure that everything's completely covered. And then we're going to place our acetate sheet right over it. And as you can see, I have a little bit of leftover material, and that's okay. We're going to flip this over, come in with our scissors, and then trim that up. And just using the straight edge of that cardstock to follow along with that. Okay, so once we have that window, we're going to bring in our foam, and in this case, I'm just using a regular roll of foam tape, and I'm going to create a circle. So the thinner the roll of your foam tape, it's going to turn a little bit easier. So as you're going to see, mine ends up bunching up just a little bit. That's okay. It's going to hold up all the little sequins or beads or whatever it is that you're using for your shaker card. And so in this case, I ended up doing about the halves, and then on the outer edges, since it's a really thin little area, I came in with another piece of foam and then just closed up. So whatever it is that you decide to do with your foam pieces, be sure that you are able to close the entire area of the shaker and then remove the backing. I'm going to come in and I'm going to place the little puppies from that Smack kit, and these had been stamped on a light buff surface, kind of matching that beautiful Sandcastle ink color. And then for my shaker components, I actually have the little beads, and these are kind of like a gold little bead. I am going to add a second piece of foam just so I don't have any loss of beads and the beads don't pop out. So again, making sure that the whole thing is nice and sealed. So once that is done, I'm going to just spread them a little bit so we don't have a mound. And when you spread them, it kind of allows you to be able to place that second piece. So we're going to put the stamped face down, and then be sure to follow along the entire perimeter of that foam adhesive, and then you have your shaker card. Okay, so for the sentiment, we're going to bring in the I'm home with you. And I have a little strip of white cardstock, and we're going to stamp the I'm home with you using the same sandcastle ink. We're going to stamp that down. We're going to trim this cardstock, and then we're going to place it over the other stamped cardstock of the buffalo plaid. And this is just going to be a very clean and simple shaker that kind of looks a little vintagey because of that stamp set from the Smack Kit of the Month. And it's just a really fun way to use your kit. Alrighty, so we're adding the last piece of foam. We're going to place it right over the card. And as I'm finishing up, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, making a card with the 2019 December Smack Kit. This is Crystal Thompson for Unity Stamp Company. Be sure to click subscribe so you get notifications of new videos. And if you like the video, be sure to click like, and this will provide us more material for you. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.